All right, so as you can tell, there is a lot in the forecast. We'll get right over to meteorologist Maddie Kirker. You're timing all of this out for us.
Yes, and it begins with this morning where we're tracking rain and storms, not only for today, but also for this evening. This is where we'll have a few storms that will be strong to severe, it looks like, rolling through the region, especially across the west. And then on top of all of that, it's going to be a very windy day tomorrow. We're looking at winds up to 55+ miles per hour. So if you remember last Saturday with how windy it was, we're basically getting a repeat of that for this Saturday. Let's go over all of the science here. What we've got out there this morning is some friendly rain showers. I'm not looking at any lightning on the radar, just looking at some rain. Now that goes to show you that we do have still some moderate rainfall out there, out towards Delaware to Westerville. Also seeing some of that heavy rain moving in towards Mount Vernon and eventually into Utica. Let's slide into Franklin County, where we're seeing some of that steady rainfall now from Dublin up towards Hilliard. New Albany seeing some steady rain from Gahanna into downtown Columbus. So as you're heading out the door this morning, yes, you will need the umbrella as you're heading off to work and school. Let's slide off a little further to the east, where we're seeing some of that rain continuing to make its way out towards Buckeye Lake. New Lexington seeing some rain, and towards the south, Circleville and Pickaway County, we're dry right now, but not for long, as more rain will be filling in across the area. Today's story, the weather story, is interesting. There's several rounds of rain that we're looking at, and the reason for that is a very dynamic and large storm system that's moving in across the eastern half of the U.S. This is coming in from the Storm Prediction Center. They look at all of the dynamics within a storm system. Thankfully, our threat for severe storms here in central Ohio is much less than what we're looking at out towards the west, where we've got a moderate risk of severe storms into portions of Illinois, Memphis, Tennessee. So the deep south could get hit hard again today with tornadoes. Also, Chicago under an enhanced risk of severe storms, which is pretty rare for the city of Chicago. Now let's zoom things back into central Ohio. Again, we're under the lower ends of the scale, a marginal risk. So that includes out towards Marion, Columbus, into Chillicothe. If you live further out towards the southeast, you're not even under a risk for severe weather. Timeline for the severe weather is going to be tonight. So what we have out there from now, basically some off and on rain showers through this afternoon, is not going to be severe. We're just going to have some pesky rain showers to deal with all the way through tonight, or at least for early tonight and heading into this evening. But when we're looking at the threat for severe storms, and as a matter of fact, this just updated, this is a look at our threat for severe weather. This is 1 a.m. early tomorrow morning. A line of thunderstorms, and the delineation of this tells me that we could easily have some gusty winds roll through with these thunderstorms. But this will be 1 a.m. Here's right around 2 a.m. moving through Newark, Lancaster, down to Piketon, and then eventually out across the southeast as we go through about 3 a.m. So the window of opportunity is basically from, say, midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 to about 4 o'clock in the morning that we'll have those strong to severe storms. How much rain? We're looking upwards to, say, 1.5 inches of rainfall possible. It's looking more likely we see 1/2 inch to 1 inch, but some of the weather models do want to show that we do have, of course, some heavy rain with this. Wind advisory, brand new. This came out at 3:36 a.m. This is in effect for tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. for our Saturday. You can see we have this extending all across the area because wind gusts Saturday afternoon. Take a look at this. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, exceeding 55 miles per hour. So isolated power outages is something we'll have to watch out for tomorrow afternoon. So even after the storms are done tomorrow, you walk outside, you got the dog all ready to go for a walk, do not be surprised if you've got some gusty winds tomorrow. That is why we've got this shade in red. This is our weather day for tomorrow. This is because we've got the threat for severe storms early and very strong winds during the afternoon. Again, isolated power outages will be a possibility for tomorrow. Now,